This is Matador News, and these are today's headlines. Iraqi forces move into ISIS-held Mosul. 5 days left until the presidential election, and both candidates are looking for voters in swing states. The Chicago Cubs win the World Series, breaking a 108-year curse. Hello, and welcome to Matador News. I'm Cynthia Marin.
And I'm Nadia Garcia. Iraq forces invade Mosul for the first time in over 2 years. Military officials say Iraqi forces are currently defending the front line against ISIS militants, and they warn that there is more fighting ahead. The fight has spread from street to street and house to house. About 100,000 Iraqi forces have taken part in freeing communities from ISIS control. Iraqi Prime Minister Haidar Abadi says the battle for Mosul is at its peak. The Iraqi army has opened up a safe route in order for civilians to evacuate from the front line. ISIS leader Abakar Abadi recorded a video message to his followers to continue the fight.
U.S. Defense Secretary Ash Carter says details about today's fatal skirmish in Afghanistan are still developing.
A tough day for us in Afghanistan. 2 of our service members were killed, along with 4 others wounded, in an operation alongside our Afghan partners in Kunduz province. The Afghans also suffered casualties. And we're still learning all the details, but I hope you'll join me in expressing our deepest condolences.
Afghan forces were targeting 2 Taliban commanders who were killed in the attack. 63 other Taliban members were also killed. The North Atlantic Treaty Organization has not released the identities of the Americans killed until the next of kin is notified.
The election is only 5 days away, or finally 5 days away, and the presidential candidates are neck and neck. Some polls say Clinton is leading Trump by as much as 6%, while other polls say that the two are virtually tied. Both candidates are campaigning in swing states in order to settle the score. They will be traveling to Arizona, Florida, Nevada, and Pennsylvania. Meanwhile, Melania Trump is currently giving her first speech since the GOP convention to supporters in Pennsylvania.
Fire officials say supporters of Donald Trump set the Hopeville Missionary Baptist Church on fire in Greenville, Mississippi on Tuesday night. Mayor Eric Simmons says the fire is being investigated as a hate crime. City officials say that in September, they found a racial epithet written on a boat on the Mississippi River. Written on the side of the church were the words "Vote Trump." Vandalism acts like this come with heavy symbolism. Black churches were once burned as an act of intimidation and hatred. Simmons expects the citizens of Greenville to support Hillary Clinton in the upcoming election.
Police in Iowa are finding out more details about the suspect in ambush killing of 2 officers. Investigators say the suspect, Scott Green, has been accused of elder abuse and was ordered by a judge to move out of his mother's home just hours before the attack. Green turned himself in hours after the shooting that claimed the lives of Urbandale police officer Justin Martin and Des Moines Sergeant Anthony Bambino. Green was hospitalized following his arrest. Officials say a dog search found what means to be the rifle used in the shootings. Investigators have not spoken to Green, and his motives remain unclear.
Police are looking for a shooter who opened fire on an empty school bus in South LA. The LAPD says the shooting happened early this morning. No children were on board. The LAPD says the bus wasn't the intended target, and the investigation is ongoing.
Now let's go to Matador News reporter Kelly Landaverde on the news of the CSUN assault.
More crime on campus this week. CSUN police are currently investigating 2 similar sexual assault cases of 2 students at the dorms. One reportedly happened on the 28th of October and the other yesterday. According to CSUN police crime log, in both cases, the victims knew the suspects and had attended off-campus parties together. They later returned to the dorms where the sexual assaults occurred. Some CSUN students say they hadn't heard about these incidents.
I don't think there is anything that they can really do. I think we get alerts every hour by the day, every time it happens. So I feel like it's just more on the students, and just be safe and be aware of your surroundings. Just take the right precautions.
And I think honestly those videos didn't really do much. I kind of just scrolled through it, and it wasn't pretty much obvious information. I didn't really get much out of it.
CSUN police were not available for comment this morning. Now let's go back to Jennifer Montiel with the latest in business.
The Department of Justice is suing AT&T and DirecTV for colluding against Sportsnet LA. AT&T and many other paid companies secretly agreed not to air Dodger games because of the high cost carrying the channel, leaving the Dodger fans in the dark for 3 years. This lawsuit may take AT&T's buyout of Time Warner more difficult. The Justice Department will need to approve the $85 billion deal in order for AT&T to buy Time Warner Cable. Time Warner recently announced their third quarter earnings this year exceeding their usual estimates because of some hit movies and CNN's election coverage. Facebook has released their third quarter results. Daily active users, monthly active users, mobile daily active users, and mobile monthly active users are all up about 20%. Advertising revenue accounting for 84% of the total third quarter revenue, up from the last quarter's 78% total revenue. Total capital expenditures for the quarter were $1.1 billion. CEO Mark Zuckerberg said the results are good and that they are making progress putting videos first across their apps and executing their 10-year technology roadmap. Now let's go to Haley Spellman with everything in sports.
The Chicago Cubs come back from being down 3-1 to the Cleveland Indians, becoming World Series champions for the first time since 1908. Cubs started off right away with the leadoff home run by Dexter Fowler, the first ever leadoff home run in a Game 7 of the World Series. We pick it up in the bottom of the 8th with Rajay Davis hitting a 2-run homer for the Indians to tie the game 6-6. This forced the game into extra innings, which also led to a 17-minute rain delay. Cubs rally in the top of the 10th when Ben Zobrist hitting a double to score Addison Russell to take the lead 7-6. Kyle Schwarber's single increased Cubs' lead to 2 runs. In the bottom of the 10th, the Cubs stopped Cleveland's late rally, and history was finally made.
This is going to be a tough play. Bryant, the Cubs win the World Series! Bryant makes the play! It's over! And the Cubs have finally won it all! 8-7-10.
The final score was 8-7. After celebrating on the field, Cubs partied in the locker room. Players hoisted the World Series trophy as one, but the individual honor went to Ben Zobrist. The World Series MVP describes it was an intense game for the whole team.
It's like a heavyweight fight, man. Just blow for blow, everybody playing their heart out, and the Indians never gave up either. And I can't believe we're finally standing after 108 years, finally able to hoist the trophy.
Chicago fans celebrated all night in the streets of Wrigleyville. The Chicago Cubs arrive at O'Hare Airport early this morning. First baseman Anthony Rizzo is the first to carry the trophy off the plane. Fans hope to have the team's parade and rally tomorrow, but the city of Chicago scheduled it for Monday. The Lakers win their first road game of the season in Atlanta against the undefeated Hawks. Former Laker Dwight Howard suited up against his old team for the first time as a Hawk. D'Angelo Russell led the Lakers with 23 points, 8 assists, 3 blocks, and 4 steals. The Lakers were sparked by Lou Williams' performance off the bench. Sweet Lou scored 16 of his 18 points in the fourth quarter. Nick Young iced the game with 20 seconds left by nailing a corner 3. The Lakers are now 2-2 and come home tomorrow to face Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors. Now back to Jennifer with the news and entertainment.
Beyoncé's surprise hit for the Country Music Awards. The Texas native performed Daddy Lessons off her recent album, Lemonade, and was joined on stage by the Dixie Chicks. Rumors began Wednesday that Beyoncé was going to perform after she was spotted around Nashville. Carrie Underwood and Brad Paisley co-hosted the show for the 9th time, making fun of the election. The biggest win of the night was Garth Brooks, who took the award for Entertainer of the Year. The upcoming Marvel movie, Doctor Strange, will premiere in the U.S. tonight. The next movie in the Marvel franchise stars Benedict Cumberbatch as Sorcerer Supreme Dr. Stephen Strange. Strange was a famous surgeon who, after a freak accident, injured his hands, ending his medical career. Spending his fortune to fix his hands, Strange ends up in Nepal, where his life takes a magical turn. The movie has already made over $86 million worldwide and is expected to score big in America. Now let's go back to Haley with the updates on health.
The number of women dying worldwide from cancer is expected to rise to 5.5 billion by the year 2030. According to the American Cancer Society, this would be a 60% increase from 2012. The biggest increase in deaths is supposed to come from low and middle income homes, reportedly due to unhealthy habits like smoking and poor diet, both connected to economic conditions. But the U.S. has been a 20% drop in cancer deaths and cases in the last 25 years, partially due to tobacco regulations and better medical treatment. A new type of swine flu not previously seen in humans has been detected in pigs at agricultural fairs in the U.S. The report has released last week, a few days before the 2016 Greater Jacksonville Agricultural Fair. Opening on Friday, officials say there have been no known case of swine flu in the state, but 18 people, 16 of whom were children, reportedly contracted the virus at agricultural fairs in Michigan and Ohio. But parents say they are not concerned. They believe they've taught their children to wash their hands and not put their hands in their mouths after touching an animal. Now let's go to Matador News reporter Diego Girgado in the newsroom.
Daylight savings time is giving students one more hour of sleep, but one less hour of daylight this weekend. Sophomore Zazine Kondekar says he's looking forward to waking up later.
You get to look forward to getting another extra hour of sleep, so it's not bad. I'm more of a day person, so I like going out while the sun's out, you know. So I wear my shades and everything, so when it gets darker, it just bums out.
Historically, falling back an hour allowed farmers to gain extra daylight to produce more crops. A new J.P. Morgan Chase initiative report says daylight savings may negatively affect today's economy by limiting consumer spending. Apparently, shoppers don't spend as much during the darker months of the year. Arizona, Hawaii, and Indiana are some of the states that don't recognize daylight savings. Now let's go back to the studio for more news.
Foodies get happy. Today is National Sandwich Day. Restaurant chains all over the country are celebrating by offering free or discounted subs. Quiznos is offering $5 turkey clubs. Jersey Mike's is offering $2 off coupons. Subway offer of buy one get one free is made better with a donation to Feeding America for every sandwich it gives away. The holiday celebrates John Montagu, the 4th Earl of Sandwich, who invented the sandwich. 200 years ago, he reportedly ordered his butler to bring him meat tucked between two slices of bread. People then began to order the meal, saying they want the same as sandwich.
Thank you for watching Matador News. I'm Cynthia Marin.
And I'm Nadia Garcia.
I'm Haley Spellman.
And I'm Jennifer Montiel.